Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. Today we're going to talk about how price hikes are going to hit millions of Australian households. What a surprise.
There are millions of Australian households that have been hit by power price hikes this week.
So how can you find the cheapest plans on the market and how much could you actually save? Money expert Joel Gibson is here with all the answers. Joel, good morning to you.
And if you're not receiving any discounts on your bills, you need to call up and complain, because they'll send you to the team that's specifically there to keep you. Their retention team, that's it. Ask to speak to their retention team, because you're going to switch to another provider. They'll give you the best discount available. Sometimes it takes a 10-minute, half an hour call, and you can save yourself hundreds of dollars per year. Sometimes, I don't know, up to 1,000. We work so hard during the week for our money. Why not work slightly hard to keep some of it? You can do that with a lot of things as well.
You. So power prices, they've gone up again for households.
They have. We've got a much clearer picture of what's happened now, obviously a few days after July 1, but we knew already that the major retailers had revealed increases ranging from around 5 up to 13%, depending on what state you're in. So that's the major retailer increases. If your increase is outside that range, you probably need to think about whether you could switch and save on a different plan. And now we know that 80% of plans have updated and 70% have gone up. So there's been a vast majority of price increases. But now if you go to the government websites and have a look, you will see the updated pricing, which should be in place now for the better part of a year, and you get a much better idea of what's cheapest.
We will get to how you can find that cheapest shortly, but you've been collecting letters from people that have seen their prices rise. What's the worst you've seen?
105% increase in one usage rate I saw on a Victorian plan. So don't be fooled by those averages, because some people are getting much bigger increases on their individual plans, and that's why you've got to have a look at that letter from your retailer. This one,
I actually don't even know how half these people survive these days. I live in a place with 4 people. We have solar panels, so our energy bills per quarter is about $390. And I feel like that's pretty good. It's sat at that sort of price range. Maybe I've seen a $50 increase over the last 5 years for me personally. But I know people who pay, $700 plus, and there's 2 people in the household. It's crazy.
This one said the plan was going up to 23% above the reference price. Now, I'm going to show you in a minute some plans that are about that far below the reference price. So that's the difference between the best and the worst plans available. And you need to make sure you're not getting that sort of price increase, because you will pay hundreds of dollars, maybe $1,000+ more than you have to, if you're on a plan like that.
Does policy just quickly with Victoria factor into that? I know they're trying to phase out gas.
Well, Victoria, it's funny, Victoria's a bit different, right? Their prices are going up mostly on the 1st of August. So in Victoria, you probably want to wait a couple of weeks until the pricing all changes there. But yeah, they're phasing out gas. Obviously, Victoria's much more dependent on brown coal than other states. And so the price of brown coal is what determines the market in Victoria. Up north, it's black coal and gas. So yeah, Victoria is quite different to the other states, and you can see here, this is from CanStar Blue, the difference between the average plan and the cheapest plan now after July 1. And in some states, it's over $400, South East Queensland. So big difference there from switching in South East Queensland. But even in Victoria, $364 between the average and the cheapest. So there's still big savings to be had by moving on.
These Aussie battlers, they're doing it hard. Look at these prices. They're living paycheck to paycheck as well. Australia is not taking the actions to bring down energy prices at all.
To those cheapest plans.
It's a good chunk of change.
It is. It's not pocket money. It is serious money. And if you've got a big usage, obviously, you're a big household, it's going to be way more than that.
Just really quickly, how long does it take to do the research to find out and to change?
It's really easy. Honestly, you can either go to the government websites and do it in a matter of minutes. That's Energy Made Easy in most states. Victorian Energy Compare in Victoria. You can use private websites like CanStar Blue, where they list the plans in price order. There's this particular business that's given me these numbers here is a subscription service that monitors the market for you and tells you when you can save. But these are the cheapest plans they could find now after July 1 in each state. You can see some of these are more than 20% below the reference price. You need to get onto those cheapest plans if you want to pay as little as possible for the company.
And if you're going to save $300 to $400, it's a pretty good hourly rate, even if it takes an hour to go in there.
That's the thing, I say work it out as an hourly rate, and you'll find it
Yeah.
might be a $500 an hour hourly rate, because it literally takes about 5 to 10 minutes to find the plan you want, fill out the form, click the button, and then you just wait until they read your meter and they switch you over.
Yeah, it sounds super simple. People don't allocate 5 minutes to do these things. One of the things that I find the craziest is most people work 40 hours a week for their entire life to save money, to make money. But they won't work 2 hours out of that week, out of their weekend, to find ways to save it, grow it. It's just crazy. Dedicate all that time to full-time work, but dedicating a little bit of time to learn how to manage your money can go a long way and shave years off your retirement. We'll be able to retire early and do the things you love.
That's great.
Very good. You've always got the answers. See, Joel, you said it and you delivered. Thanks so
Thank you,
much.
Joel.
Yeah, if you have any suggestions for energy companies based around Australia, comment down below. Let me know. I'm happy to save more money. And I'll catch you in the next one. Peace.